Yo, what's up guys? So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my high school extracurricular activities and how I describe them on the Common app. I have gotten so many DMs and comments recently asking me to do a video just on my extracurricular activities because obviously things like your stats and stuff aren't the only thing that play into getting into college. So first off, how I ranked my extracurricular activities. I basically put them in order of most to least important to me personally, not what I thought the admissions officers would think was more important. Okay, so say you're in a philanthropy group and dance is your priority, but you're like, oh shoot, the college admissions will probably think the philanthropy group is more important, so I'm gonna put that first. Don't do that. If the dance group is your priority and that's what you invest most of your time into and that's what you're passionate about, put that one first. Don't just put something else first because you think that they're gonna think it's better. They want to know what is important to you. So be very true to yourself. Don't gear it towards what you think they're gonna want to hear, you know? Same goes for what extracurricular activities you pursue in high school in general. I feel like you've probably heard this a lot, but it's really important to note that don't just do activities because you think it's going to look good on your college application, because they can literally see right through that. Just do stuff that you actually care about and are passionate about and want to maybe continue doing in the future. At least when I applied, there was also a thing that you would check off if this is something that you want to continue doing in college. So if you don't want to continue doing any of that in college, it's probably a little bit of a red flag. Why did you do it in high school then, you know? I don't know. Number 1, I put yearbook editor-in-chief. And my school's yearbook is literally so cool. It wins a ton of awards every single year, like the Columbia Gold Crown Award, Best in Show a few times from NSPA, which is a high school journalism convention thing. We won a lot of pacemaker awards. I don't know if you're not in the yearbook journalism community if these things mean anything to you, but if you are a competitive yearbook, then those are really, really sick to get. We wrote stories, our photographers were amazing, the designers were insane, so our book is a big deal at our school. I don't want any of this to sound like I'm bragging, you know, but this is just what I did. But I was the fastest to make editor-in-chief on staff, I think ever. Maybe I don't know, maybe there's somebody else in the distant past who did it, but most people would be editor-in-chief after 2 years of being on staff, and then I made it in 1 year. So the description that I put for my Common app was writing, editing, and creating positive work environment for multi-award winning book and staff recipient of Pull and Scroll Award. I didn't write full sentences. I kind of just did almost a bullet point for a resume, you know? And, you know, I wanted to highlight that I got an award for it, and I do believe that I also highlighted this in my achievements category or whatever, to kind of just highlight what exactly that entailed and what it was about, but I wanted to just emphasize it here. So the second thing I put was choir and honors choir. So my freshman year I was in normal choir, and then sophomore through senior year I was in the honors choir or chorale, or I don't know, basically whatever your equivalent of that is at your school. This one I was a little bit more cheeky with, I guess, because I wanted to make my descriptions also very indicative of my personality. So for my description I put soloist for Agnus Dei by Mozart and On My Own from Les Mis, 2017 ACSI Musicale Selected Ensemble achievement, and overcoming a 5:30 a.m. start to my day. So it's this is a real achievement, and then this is my personal achievement was waking up for this class every single day. So I don't know, it's just kind of I don't know if that maybe shows commitment, or it's just me being dumb and being haha, but it just shows a little bit of personality in this area, that they're probably just getting a lot of oh, I'm in dance, so I learn ballet and jazz. Okay, great, but what does it mean to you? Why did you decide to do this, you know? You just want to show a little bit more of yourself in this, because it's just another opportunity to make them get to know you. You want to take advantage of it. Third, I put vocal performance. I kind of just categorize singing in general all into one little bubble. My description for that was recording my original music and performing for my community. I credit my fearlessness to my dad for having me on stage at age 4. So this shows how I got started, why I got started, kind of, and just shows a little bit more of like my background. And that actually connects to my Common App essay in a way. I kind of like mention it a little bit in my Common App essay, so I'm just kind of like connecting the dots while also kind of expanding on that a little bit. Number 4, I put school theater. I was a drama kid. I was a theater kid. I didn't sing in Denny's and like dance around with my group. We just got our milkshakes and we sat down, okay? My description for that was roles in 4 productions, the lead in Little Women, and recipient of the Teacher's Choice Award for Theater Arts, and performing since kindergarten. This is something I also did in the vocal performance one where I said I've been doing it since age 4. This one I'm saying I've been doing this since kindergarten. So because you can only show how long you've been doing it in high school, but I wanted to show that this has been like a lifelong commitment kind of thing. I've been doing this for a while. And then I wanted to highlight, obviously, my achievements in this category at my school. Next, I put social media marketer. If I did this now, I think I would have put this higher on the list because it is something I do put a lot of time into. This is basically my job, and I wouldn't have called it social media marketer. When I put this on my resume now, I put digital media marketer and content manager because that's more of like what I do. It's a more like official term for people who do this line of work. Basically, I said editing videos, analyzing data, and conducting research for Shasta Nelson, a nationally recognized friendship expert and CEO of girlfriendcircles.com. So I think if I were to write this now, I've learned how to describe my job a little bit better because I've had to like write a resume now. So I think that my description of this would have been a little bit more in depth. And this also connects to the Michigan Communities short answer thing that I wrote. Keep in mind this was back in like 2018, 2019. So I don't know if the questions are still the same. I'm gonna have to check on the Common App and then maybe I'll make like a video specifically on what I wrote my essays about and like how I wrote them and stuff. If they are like the same questions still. Okay, next I put every hero needs a sidekick leadership. So for my description for every hero, I put sidekick to a special needs student named blank. I'm not gonna say who it is, but who brings so much joy into my life. Leadership includes planning meetings, outings, and fundraisers. I said like sidekick so that they kind of understand like this is the program and that's why it's called that, because otherwise it probably wouldn't make any sense if I was just like, I'm an every hero needs a sidekick, which is not like a national program, so they'd be like, okay, what is that? Next I put piano, 12 years experience performing classical, popular, and jazz pieces along with original compositions. I write music, so I wanted to highlight that. And then also show the same thing. I've been doing this for years, since I was 4 years old, so now it's been like 14 years, long time. But yeah, so I just wanted to highlight that this is like a lifelong commitment kind of thing again. And then next I put childcare. This, I just grouped everything childcare related all into one big category. Basically because it all consisted of me working at like a summer day camp for like 2 weeks every summer. And I went on like a mission trip for like 2 weeks. So 2 weeks a year for 1 year. Like, that's just not it, you know? Like, they want to see like a consistent commitment to this activity. So I put it all together. I said, serving at a preschool in the Dominican Republic and volunteering at church camps helped me connect with kids after homeschooling for 4 years. So that way I could just group this all into one big activity and show how I'm consistently doing this at various times, like throughout the year. And yeah, I was homeschooled, so that's also like me being like, haha, unique little feature here that you didn't, little tidbit you didn't know about, just like throwing that in there. Because also like where the heck else was I going to put that information? And I feel like it was a big part of my educational life, but like where was I going to put that? I didn't know, so I just threw it in there. Another reason that I like to group things together, like the child care thing or vocal performance or whatever, is because you only have 10 slots to say what you do. And for me, I did a lot of things in high school. I was very, very busy, and I was like, how can I just say 10? Like, I'm passionate about so many things. And so I grouped them all together, and it ended up being perfect. Next, I have Rotary Interact Club Secretary, and I put why I decided to do it. where I was passionate about it. So I said I joined to help out in my community and volunteer at local organizations such as Youth Hope to fight child and teen homelessness. So Youth Hope is a organization that I had supported multiple times rather than just like one philanthropy event that I went to for it. So the final activity that I put was I worked at an assisted living facility for about 3 years during high school, and I also tied this into like my ethnicity, my culture, and I said I always befriended the elderly as a kid, part of my Asian culture. At blank, I created PowerPoints, managed the company's social media, and filed. So basically I was an administrative assistant essentially. But yeah, I just kind of said why I loved it, said what I did, take advantage of this opportunity to show a little bit of your personality. Don't make this a boring section that they have to read through, because I'm sure that there are so many boring activity sections that these admissions officers have to read through. So make yours fun to read. I was very proud of mine, and I'm sure that you can even make yours way better. But yeah, just spice it up a little bit. Make it a little feisty. I don't know. Do your thing. But yeah, so that's my extracurricular activities. I hope that was helpful to you guys. If it was, or if you just liked the video, of course, like it, comment, subscribe, turn on the notifications, do all that stuff. And I wish you the best of luck on your college applications. You guys are going to do amazing. Believe it. Believe in yourself, okay? Peace out. Bye.